Some of these games contain my favorite characters in the entire genre, yet they're rarely discussed. So today I'm highlighting 5 localized Otome games you shouldn't miss. Starting off this list is Bad Apple Wars. Set in the afterlife at a school for the dead, students are promised reincarnation if they follow strict rules without question. But in doing so, they lose their individuality and become obedient good apples. Meanwhile, the rebellious bad apples fight to protect their freedom and identities. This game resonates with me because I see a lot of myself in Shikishima. He is an eccentric artist who often speaks in metaphors and doesn't fit in with either good apples or bad apples. Instead, he's considered an odd apple. He simply does as he pleases and spends most of the time absorbed in his own world. Though he appears relaxed and friendly, he feels strangely distant. I love that contradiction because it makes him feel more complex and multifaceted. He acts as though everything is fine. He claims that the world is beautiful despite its cruelty and doesn't mind that nobody understands his paintings. But deep down, he is lonely, having spent his life unable to truly connect with others. Even when he dies, he still doesn't belong anywhere. His route made me feel a lot. While Bad Apple Wars isn't a perfect game, I'd still recommend it. At the very least, play it for Shikishima. Next up is Arcana Famiglia, a game that slipped under too many people's radar. When 7 superpowered mafia men are told to compete for Felicita's hand in marriage, she decides she'd rather win the mafia empire herself. Despite having no spoken dialogue, I liked Felicita much more than certain other silent Otome heroines. She's strong-willed and not afraid to stand her ground. But of course, an Otome game lives or dies by its love interest, and for me, Jolly and Luca stole the show. First up is Jolly, though his name should have been Trolley instead. This man spends half his time conducting questionable experiments and the other half psychologically tormenting everyone around him. He absolutely despises crowds and spends most of his time alone in his laboratory. When he does interact with people, it's usually to troll them and see how they will react. It takes a while for him to fall in love, but that only made the payoff even more satisfying. My favorite ending is ending 2, where Jolly casually makes out with Felicita in front of the dining hall and tells Luca to call her Mother from now on. Poor Luca runs away in tears. Not gonna lie, Jolly's jealousy and possessiveness were kinda hot. Don't worry, Luca, I still love you, but I have to admit, Jolly was hard to resist there. Speaking of Luca, he is Felicita's loyal servant and is basically her puppy. His devotion and overprotectiveness are really sweet, and he's so easy to fluster that she can practically use it against him. He's also skilled at all sorts of things, from cooking to alchemy. How can someone be this cute and this cool at the same time? If Luca were real, I'd marry him. Overall, the game's charming cast and unique comic book style stuck with me long after I finished it. Moving on to London Detective Mysteria, another overlooked title. It's a mystery game featuring handsome versions of iconic figures like Sherlock Holmes, Arsène Lupin, and Jack the Ripper. Lupin is what really makes it stand out for me. I'm a huge fan of the gentleman thief archetype. They're criminals yet chivalrous, breaking the law while following their own moral code. They're elegant and charismatic, yet deceptive enough to survive through lies and disguises. They're suave and confident, but also cheeky and elusive. The contradiction between illegal actions and admirable qualities is what makes them fascinating. As much as I enjoyed the Lupin from Code Realize, this version appealed to me even more because he's so cunning. He's an enigma, a walking contradiction who hides his true identity and steals by his own rules. He may be a thief, but he definitely stole my heart. His route struck the perfect balance between story and romance, humor and seriousness, all wrapped up in a catch me if you can dynamic. Needless to say, I had an absolute blast playing it. The next hidden gem is Norn 9, a sci-fi Otome about a group of psychics on a futuristic ship. What makes the game shine is its character interactions and the fact that it features not 1, but 3 heroines. I especially love Kakeru and Itsuki. Kakeru is the brainy one of the group. He's rather scheming, has a sadistic streak, enjoys provoking and pushing other people's buttons. Most of the time, he hides his true thoughts behind a mask. As for Itsuki, he's also very good at hiding his real personality and insecurities behind a carefree, flirty facade. He actually reminds me a lot of Shiraku from Tengoku Struggle. The two have a lot in common. Both grew up in the red light district, always flirting with and teasing the heroine. yet they are far sharper than they let on. If you love Itsuki, there's a good chance you will love Shiraku too. Last but not least, we have Psychedelica of the Black Butterfly. It's about a group of strangers who wake up in a creepy mansion with no memories. As they search for answers, they slowly uncover a tragic childhood incident that connects them all. This is an extremely well-written game that features several shocking identity reveals and explores themes such as loss, regret, revenge, guilt, and moving forward. My favorite character is Monshiro, the quiet and socially awkward guy in the fox mask. I found it endearing how much he clung to Beniuri after years of solitude. He is very similar to Haiji from Charade Maniacs. Considering both games share the same writer, I guess it's not that surprising. My favorite route, however, is Haikagi. I'm not the type who cries easily, but his route managed to make me cry. He initially comes across as a reliable and logical leader who keeps everyone grounded, but the deeper I got into his route, the more complicated he became. The less you know going in, the better, but trust me when I say his route is worth experiencing for yourself. And those were 5 localized Ottomy games that I think deserve more attention. If you've played any of them, let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you have any underrated Ottomy recommendations of your own, I'd love to hear them. Thanks for watching.